Okay, so let's look at these numbers and turn the data that we have into days so we can look at the cash cycle as a calculation. So here we go. Here's our information. This is all given. Beginning inventory 200,000, ending 300,000. Accounts receivable beginning 160, ending 200. Accounts payable 75, ending 100. Net sales 1.15. Cost of goods sold 820. So this is given. This is information that is in the problem, and information obviously you would get from your accounting statements. If we take that information, we can turn it into calculations. For example, the average inventory, 200,000 plus 300,000 divided by 2 is 250. Inventory turns, we take the 820 and divide by 250, which means the inventory turned 3.28 times over the period. And the inventory period, if we take 365 divided by 3.28, was 112 days. So we have an inventory period of 112 days. We have 112 days worth of inventory. The receivables period, we have 160 plus 200 divided by 2 is 180 for the average receivables. Receivables turnover is 1.15 divided by 180. The receivables turned 6.39 times, and of course if it's 6.39 times, 365 divided by 6.39 is 57 days. We turned our receivables every 57 days. So our inventory period, 112 days. We've had a 112-day inventory period from the time we got the raw materials in until we paid for it. And our receivables period was 57 days, so we paid for it in 57 days. So the operating cycle is 112 plus the 57 is 169 days for the operating cycle. So we have one of our numbers so far. If we go beyond that, we have a payables period of 75 plus 100 divided by 2 is 87.5. We have payables turnover, 820 divided by 87.5 is 9.37 times. The payables period, therefore, is 365 divided by 9.37 is 39 days. So we have a payable period of 39 days. Our operating cycle of the money coming in and then getting turned into cash was 169 days, and then we have 39 days of payables. So our payable period is 39 days, so we have 130 days. We have to finance our inventory for 130 days. And so if we want to reduce our financing needs, we want to cut that 130 days down. Other than that, we need to finance 130 days worth of inventory in our net working capital. This is very important that we grasp this, because if we don't grasp this ahead of time, we will not have enough cash to be able to have that money out there before it comes back in. Remember, we're paying for the inventory, then the money comes back in, and in this case it's 130 days until that money comes back in, and that is a long time to have that money out there. So what could we do? Well, we could increase or ask for better trade terms and increase the payables term. Instead of being at an average of, 39 days, let's see if we can get 60-day or 90-day terms. If we get 90-day terms, we stick that out there so we don't have as many days of inventory that we have to fund, because every day of inventory we have to fund, we have to come up with interest on that, on the bonds, or we have to get equity capital to fund it. So that would be one way to do it. The other way is to move the inventory faster. Why is it so slow? Why aren't we moving the inventory faster? So I would decrease your sales period, try to get the sales from the time you make the product to the time you actually sell it, decrease that time period. That would be another way. And of course, make it faster, increase production efficiency. So that'd be another way to do it. So you can see the impact that this has. We have to have 130 days from the time our money went out until the time our money came in. And that's very important for a business to understand that, because if you don't understand this and go into business, you will be short cash every day, tight, all the time. So this is the cushion that you need to have. So it says if we want to reduce our financing needs, we need to look carefully at our receivables and our inventory periods, as both seem excessive. We also would look at the interpretation of a cash cycle. The cash cycle increases when inventory and receivable periods get longer, and it decreases when payable periods are extended or receivable periods shortened. There's a direct connection between a company's cash cycle and profitability. total asset turnover is a very valuable measure. So what you're trying to do is to maximize the profitability of the firm in one case by in one way of thinking about it. The other way to think about it, especially for small business owners, if you're ever thinking of going into small business, is I absolutely strongly urge you to make sure you understand your cash collections and where plot cash out. I send them a bill, when do I get paid? I send them a bill, when do I get paid? And what have I done to earn that bill? If it's a lot of money going out to begin with, then you have to say, when am I getting my money back and how am I financing that gap? That gap between money went out and then money comes back in. The longer that is, the more you have to finance it, the harder it is to grow or run your business. So be very cautious of cash. Make sure you're aware of your cash conversion cycle and how much cash you have and how much net working capital you have. Especially in the beginning of a business, err on the side of cushion. You want lots of extra cash laying around, even though you might want to spend it. Don't spend it, but have that cash laying around because you'll be surprised how long it takes to get bills paid. And everybody's working on your capital and you need lots of net working capital. It can be very shocking to a small business owner. So pay attention to that. A few thoughts and we'll wrap this up.